Well, good morning, everyone. Just before we start, can I please ask you all to put your phones on silence or turn them off, as I know you've been busy checking in. My name is Vanessa Rampin, and I'm a civil celebrant, and it is my pleasure to conduct this service today for Graham James Exton. I also welcome those people watching via live streaming and thank them for joining us today. I would like to thank you all for your attendance here today in honour of Graham. We gather here today in memory of Graham and to extend our deepest sympathy to all who mourn his death. We especially express our sincere sympathy to his family, his lovely wife Shirley, his brother George deceased, his sisters Joan and Francie deceased, his brothers John and Malcolm and sister Belle. We think of their partners, Gwenda, George, Noel, known to you as Sparrow, Jeanette, Freddie and Helen. Graham had a close network of family and friends, especially his sister Joan. They shared a special bond, and sadly Joan passed away in February 2018. Graham worked for Joan and her husband George for 33 years in the timber industry until his stroke in 2003. Graham had a unique working relationship with them and was also very close to their children, Judy, Anthony and Mick. Graham was also very close to Shirley's brothers, her sisters and their partners, Trish and Rob, John and Terry, Lynn and Ray, Bobby and Rachel, Trevor and Jeannie, and also Tracy, and all their families. We also think of Jean and Rod, who are like brothers and sisters to Graham and Shirley, and they have been part of the family since they were teenagers. Other close friends, Barbie and Ian, they spent many holidays together over the years. Shirley would also like to thank her sisters Lynn and Trish and brother-in-law Ray for all their help and support they have given her over the past few weeks. She would also like to thank all her nephew and nieces for their endless support and love. So we have come together today to honour, commemorate and give thanks for the life of Graham. Today we will mourn him leaving us, honour his life and death, and reverently farewell his body and comfort each other. Today is a day to share thoughts and memories of Graham and to provide some consolation to his family and friends who will miss him greatly. When someone who is very much loved dies, their death causes sorrow and grief, as they are now no longer part of our everyday life. We know that death is the natural order of things, just as night follows day. Yet we know it is hard to face death, as it represents the loss of someone we loved and who played a unique part in our lives. You are sharing your grief as you mourn Graham, and I hope you can derive some comfort from this as you remember him and the wonderful memories you have of him, some of which you hold in common, but others are very personal to each of you. We know that your grief is a measure of the love that you had for Graham. As we celebrate his life, you can take satisfaction that Graham was and still is a part of your lives. His influence endures and will continue in the love that flows from his character and deeds. Graham was a quiet, reserved person who mainly stuck to himself. His work was the major focus of his life. He had a great work ethic, and he worked for many long hours driving trucks for more than 33 years. After many such long trips, he would enjoy a few refreshments with his network of great mates and friends at the Kinglake Pub. Graham had two loves in his life, Shirley and the tracks. Sadly, in 2003, Graham had a stroke, and this changed his life. He did retreat to be more recluseful and at times struggled. But he did enjoy a bit of fishing and his life in Tocumwal. And so now to share more stories of Graham's life, I invite his brother Malcolm to come forward, please.
As last you know, I'm Brian's younger brother Malcolm. The youngest little kids have probably got in more trouble than others. Now, you probably think it would have been come together, but no, we would blame each other. Of course, Graham always come out the most of it. I can remember once he couldn't blame me because was when we lived in Exton, in a house next to Drew in Kingland. He decided to jump in his engine car and took it out for a drive. There was a 10-foot drop at the end of the veranda, and Graham slowly pulled it up before it went over the edge. I can't remember what punishment got, but I'm sure glad I wasn't the one. Same house every day. All us kids used to stand on footy or we go on drum and roll them down the hill. Graham was constantly rolling the drum and he forgot to duck his head up and got caught in on the spikes and swinging like a breeze, like a should, when he blasted, but not Graham. Most siblings we had to do chores and always tried to get out of them. When we lived in Whittlesea, the dairy, it was both mine and Graham's chore to feed the cows and pigs. We used to take it in turns. One night Graham decided it was too wet and too cold thing to do. And we went to Mum to guess who was it my turn. She came to me and after a lot of arguments on my part, guess who was made to do the chores, and it wasn't, and it was in Mum's bed for so many weeks, it wasn't Graham. Oh well, we all grew up and like to things change, but maybe Graham and a group of teenagers and I wanted to go to Lewis to feed the fish and chips. Graham decided his new drum pulled at the front of the shop. At the tram and the fish and chip shop window decided they didn't like each other. It was only the fish and chip on the fish and chip shop in Lewis had a drive-through. It took a lot of explaining and the insurance got into police. A little old, again, a little old, I hope they didn't advise it. We convinced Graham to go to a fancy dress. Well, Graham got in the spirit of things and dressed as fairy. He proudly walked into the party where everyone had started to laugh. Why would you probably ask? Well, he was young and was dressed in costume. Or it was someone in stripe. It took 2 weeks for him to talk to me again. Driving again, this time, working on the log trucks, Graham had a load of logs abandoned on. He crashed through a set of railway gates, or boom gates, blacked out 3 foot Australian. Not sure how that turned out, I'm glad it still wasn't me. A little incident, I can't remember, but Cheryl certainly does. Graham and I went to a Kinlake pub for a couple of drinks. After a few hours, we decided to go back to Graham's pub. Cheryl wasn't too concerned that we were going to be tipsy, but concerned that I was pushing Graham down the street in the wheelbarrow. What concerned her the more was that the fact that Graham, concerned was more the fact that Graham had no pants on. Yes, it was in trouble. Yes, all correct. It's not Graham. And it had your sort of thing brewing anyhow, doesn't it? Sure, that's so funny. Well, just wanted to let you know, Graham was a great fellow, great friend, and I'm sure he was a great friend to you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Malcolm. And now I'd like to call upon his old boss, partner, great friend, George Christie. Come forward, please.
I shouldn't say old boss.
I worked here before, but he was more brother than my brother-in-law. He come and worked for me for 33 years. And in that 33 years, the only accident claim we had was when the railway gate come down on the back of his truck. So I would be working forward there to apply to him, and he'd come and help me unpaid work. And one of the funny things, I'll tell you a couple of funny things, it wasn't too much, it's always much fun. one of the funny things, one weekend, I was going to head just to the trap that portion. Graham, unpaid, come out with me. And this bloody fox kept sneaking up trying to get our lunch. And we were both on the tractor. And Graham get on and chase him. And after time, the bloody fox had come back again. So I said to Graham, I said, look, it's him. So I opened the door of my fellow ute and put a sandwich on it. And we watched this snot fox come up. And he jumped in the ute. And I jumped off and slammed the door. And the second I slammed the door, the fox shit all over the sea, all over the doors. So we had a fox in the ute, and we wondered where we were going to get it out. And this is totally true. All you could see of that fox was 4 feet on top of the clutch and the brake. The rest of him was up at the back. So we opened the door so he could get out before we went home, and he didn't come out. So we had the bags on, so I wrapped them around again, but the worst part of it was the smell. You've never smelled anything like the fox when it does that. So I was trying to clean up the smell on the seat, and I had my teeth out for a reason. Little stack about half the same with his teeth out. That's myself laughing at me. I'll never forget that. Because if ever he laughed, or if ever he argued with you, his teeth would come out. Yeah, that's true, isn't it, Charles? That is true. But you could have thought of better. He helped me get to where I am. You could never, ever have got a better person to work for you. The most sincere, argumentative, but really good bloke. And I've had phone calls today from the guy who sold us the Western Star trucks, the Graham. And I also had one from our bank manager from 1975. So Graham, he was a good player, and they all knew it. And I'll just say this before I go. When he came to Tocumwal, 7:15, 7:30, every morning, he had to draw something out there to go home. He had coffee with us and go home. And you couldn't wish for a better brother-in-law than that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, George. I'd now like to read a message from a very close friend, Barbara Roy. And this is a reflection of their friendship with Graham and Shirley. And so I'm speaking from her. Shirley and myself met and became workmates while working at Franklin's supermarket. We became good friends, but did not know that our husbands would become friends as well. They were not great on conversation and had different hobbies apart from the fact that they both liked to drink, and it was over a drink that they discovered they liked fishing, and so started our fishing holidays. Staying in a cabin up at Yukon Bean in the Snowy Mountains. They would get up at dawn in the freezing cold to start the long trek down to the lake. I might say sometimes it was snowing. Shirl and myself thinking they were mad for even thinking about it, but Graham and Anne loved their trout fishing and off they went. There were a lot of funny stories. One was they had finished fishing for the day and were heading back to the cabin. Graham proceeded to climb over the fence, but quickly retreated as a big black snake came out of the bushes. So they were a bit wary of where they planted their feet in the long grass after that. As our friendships grew, we girls found that other things in common we liked, but they didn't want to go somewhere, or they do something the girls wanted them to do, they would not go. They were stubborn and nothing would budge them. Fishing was way more important. We either went without them or told them there was a reward, such as whiskey or something at the end of it, if they came with us. Sometimes it worked and sometimes not. But the best part of their friendship was that they could have a chat or just sit there in companionable silence and chill out while their wives did all the non-stop talking. More recently, we have been enjoying our short getaways into Lilliput, just relaxing and poking around where Graham was happy. In fact, we were all booked for our next holiday last month when Graham fell sick and was unable to go. Good friends are to be treasured, and that is what Graham is to Ian and myself. Our hearts are heavy with sadness, and we're going to miss you, my friend. Much love, Ian and Barbara. So thank you, Ian and Barbara. So I'd now like to call upon Lynn Morgan, please, to come forward.
To summarise Graham in a few words, there were no bells and whistles with Gray. He was not much of a talker, and he either liked it or didn't. With me, he had no choice. I first met Gray in December 1974 when I returned home from New Zealand to attend Gray and Cheryl's wedding. I don't think Gray realised when he married Cheryl I was part of the package. I think he got two for the price of one. I spent many weeks with him, going to stock car racing and so on. But fortunately, they wouldn't let me come with them on their honeymoon. I remember being gutted at the time because I thought I'd lost my best friend, Cheryl. I've always been very close. Cheryl and I have always been very close. As it turned out, I just became the third wheel in the relationship. A couple of years later, I met my now husband, Ray, and what a surprise. We bought and moved into our new home in Kinlake, which was only a couple of k's away from Chef's Food. I wouldn't mind $1 the amount of times I heard Gray say, "You talk shit, Morgan." Morgan being my husband, Ray. Ray loved our kids, so I remember him taking them horse riding on duties for a shandy. Took my son Daniel on holidays for youth and been fishing. There was also a time when my son Sean got off the school bus and apparently went behind the bakery to have a sneaky smoke. Little did he realise Graham was watching him through the window of his house, which was straight across the street. Ray soon went out and frightened the shit out of him. He would certainly give them a foot up the bum when needed, and I'm sure Anthony would know all about that. They all then turned up to him. Years later, they moved away from Kinlake and went to Tocumwal. When I retired from work, guess where we ended up living? You got it? Yep, Tocumwal. You'd think we would have got the message by now. Cheryl and Ray put us up for 3 months while we were looking for a house to buy. Ray wasn't one for going out much, so Cheryl and I would have to plan so we could at least go out for a meal occasionally. Cheryl would say, "You go ask him because he'll say yes to you," and he did. Graham has been part of my life for the past 47 years, and I love him like a brother, and will miss him dearly. Gone from our sight, but never from our hearts.
Thank you, Lynn. So we're now going to hear from Jacinta and Shannon, please.
Hello everyone, thank you for coming today to help remember such a special day. My name's Shannon and I'm the niece of Uncle Graham and Auntie Cheryl. From as young as I can remember, there hasn't really been too many memories or milestones without my Uncle Graham and Auntie Cheryl now. Some of my fondest memories I can recall from such a young age was sitting in Uncle Graham's giant logging truck, sitting so high up, feeling like a superhero on top of the world. So special. During my school days, I always knew my go-to place afterwards was Uncle Graham's. Rain, hail or shine, I would wander over after getting off the bus. And whilst I was there, I always knew I could sneak a cheeky slab of soft drink or a big slab of craft cheese. Uncle Graham would always turn a blind eye. Later in life, I was incredibly blessed to share my debutante ball, my engagement celebration, and then my wedding with my Uncle Graham. These memories are so special and I'll keep them with me forever. Uncle Graham and Auntie Cheryl have been more than just an uncle and aunt to us. They've been second parents. I love you always, Uncle Graham, and I hope you rest peacefully. Thank you. Okay, so you have to forgive me, I'm not very elegant at public speaking, but I'm sure Uncle Graham wouldn't mind. I'd just like to pass on our best wishes and our love and condolences, especially you, Cheryl, at the minute. And I'm going to keep this pretty short and sharp. So Graham was pretty much as long as ever man a few words. Growing up in a small town is a big thing. Pretty fortunate to have grown up in Kinglake with two lots of parents. It's also meant for lots of eyes watching all the time. I remember many memories and milestones in my life that didn't include Cheryl and Graham. Always been right there. One of my favourite memories probably. 16-year-old me, so from the Kinglake Pub. Like an orange in hand in Canal Street also. Just to turn a corner and get busted by Uncle Graham. Bit of a rookie mistake because he was always there. Truth be told though, I think he could keep it to himself because never actually took play us for that one. But that's just one memory out of 42 years of memories with Uncle Graham and Uncle Cheryl. And the guys have been in everyone of those memories for our life. So just to finish up, I just want to say that we love him, we love you, we're going to miss him so much. And this afternoon everyone could just raise a BB for Uncle Graham. This was a bloody good bloke, and that's what we'll be doing.
Thank you, Jacinta and Shannon. And now for some more stories about Graham, could I call upon Anthony, Nick and Judy, please?
I'm sure I did good writing, but it's still in my eyes. As a family, we were very lucky to have Uncle Graham, to have an uncle and a friend like Gray. Growing up, he was only around 10 years older than myself, so he was like a big brother to Anthony, Mick and me. When Gray met Cheryl, it was just meant to be. He could have searched his whole life and would never have found anyone that would be more perfect for him. When they got married and lived in Kinglake West, we would go and stay with them, and then when they moved to Robertson Road, it was like our second home. When they moved to Tocumwal, a trip up there always meant visiting Mum, Dad, Gray and Cheryl. We just want to thank Nick, Pat and Ray for all of their support for Cheryl and for us, and we love you, Gray, and we're going to miss you a lot, and we're always here for you, Cheryl. Thanks.
I'll keep this short. I've been Graham's argument partner for 54 years. Worked with him for 17. We had the best love-hate relationship a nephew could ask for. I've got so many fond memories, which most of them never ended well for me. It all started, he introduced me to motorbikes when I was 7 years old. We had a big bump and he broke every blood vessel in my chin, and my face was half purple for weeks. We started as, I got to race his car years ago. He bought himself a brand new Sid Chrome toolbox. I come in his EJ, I run over his brand new toolbox. That impressed him now, I'll never forget that. I don't do that. There's so many times I'm working with him over the years. He taught me so much about working on cars, trucks. You knew shit wasn't going well, when a shift hit the wall. What are you doing, Gray? Mind your own business, dickhead, and he'd come back with band-aids on his head. That was a regular occurrence. Couldn't give vouch for that, because he always laughed at that also. When I first started driving the trucks, I went in his old one. We finished at Murrindindi one day. And he goes, "Do you feel like a beer?" I said, "Yeah, I do." So we stopped at Glenberg. I ended up stopping there for about 3 or 4 hours. And he goes, "We've had too many. I better show you the back way home." I've had to do this a couple of times, he says. Very done it. And So many memories with him. I'm going to miss him. I'm going to miss our arguments. Oh, I'm down the show. And I did say to him one day, I said, thanks for having me in your wedding party. You paid your boy great. And he goes, I didn't want you, dickhead, sure got you. I love you, Gray. I'm going to miss you. Give Mum a hug for me.
I've just got a couple of things that Gray used to do. When we used to cart the dam, he used to stop at the Montrose fish and chip shop because he reckoned the lady had the best steamed dim sims. And he went in there one day and she goes, where are you from? He goes, oh, I'm from King Lake. And she goes, no, what nationality are you? She goes, I'm Maltese, what are you? And he stormed out, he goes, I'm an ethnologic, and walked out of there and wouldn't ever go back in there again. And then a couple of months later, we went to Canberra with the log truck protesting, and there was Cookie, Mick and me were in line at the RSL getting a meal, and we go to the young girl, when this guy comes up, he's our uncle, ask him where he's from, and we go, I'm a logger and I'm from King Lake and we're here protesting. So he comes up and the lady goes, oh yeah, what do you want? He said, oh, such and such. And she goes, oh, where are you from? He goes, I'm a logger, I'm from King Lake and I'm here protesting. She goes, what nationality are you? And he goes, that'd be right, where are them? Yeah, whatever. And then for me, good sport, they give him a free meal. So I reckon he was the winner out of that. And then we used to tell him one day Mick was going to be boss. And I can't say what he used to say. It won't be happening. So then they would tell me that even when Mick would ask him a question to do something, he wouldn't do it. And say, hey, can you do this, Rick? Yep, no worries, I'm not doing it for that prick. And then when Mick drove his truck that time and Mick ran off the road, trying to supposedly miss someone, and the truck was bogged on Stud Road and we had to get tow truck and tailed out. Graham was more worried that everyone would think it was him. So for weeks we were telling everyone it was Graham. Because Graham was off with a broken ankle that time. And then a couple of days after Mick got the truck stuck, Sheila's little car had a noise in it. So I said to Graham, pull it apart tonight, I'll have a look at it when we get home from work, and had the timing belt had a bit coming off it. And we had run in the shed and he'd been up the pub and had a couple of beers and he goes, I reckon that's the noise. And he stuck his finger in while the motor was running and cut him off his finger. And then the car just stopped and I go, did you put your finger in there? And he goes, no, but take me to the doctor's. And I said, I can't believe it. So I took him down the house. I said, Mum, you're not going to believe what he just done. She goes, did you do it? I said, no, I didn't do it. He done it himself. And Mum goes, show me. He goes, no, just take me to the doctor's. It's not that bad. So I had to stick sound his finger back on. What else was it? Back in he used to go to Crookers and go, when we were supposedly driving like dickheads in our cars, he'd go, I'll tell you far. He goes, you don't listen anyway, so it's a waste of time. Yeah, and then another one was when Brody came to live with me when he was little. Graham used to look after him before he went to school, Graham and Cheryl. And when they were deciding to come to Pope to live, Cheryl, Graham said to me, we'll stay a bit longer. They're prepared to put their life on hold a bit more just to stay and help with that. So we really appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Anthony, Mick and Judy, and I'm sure over refreshments and work there'll be some amazing more stories that you'll be able to enjoy. So listening to the stories about the fun times of Graham's life reminds us that memories are the greatest possession that we now have. Lovely memories of a character of a man who was loved and admired by you all. So today, with much love and pride, we shall acknowledge Graham's life's journey through photos and images captured by his family.
Oh, my love, my darling, I've hungered for your touch a long, lonely time. Time goes by so slowly, and time can do so much. Are you still mine? I need your love. I need your love. Godspeed your love to me. Lonely rivers flow to the sea, to the sea, to the open arms of the sea. Lonely rivers cry, wait for me, wait for me. I'll be coming home, please wait for me. Oh, my love, dear my darling, I've hungered for your touch. All the crystal chandeliers line up the paintings on your wall. The marble statuettes are standing stately around the hall. But will the timely crowd that had you laughing loud help you dry your tears when the new words of your crystal chandelier? I see your picture in the news most every day. You're the chosen girl of the social world, so the stories say. But a paper smile only lasts a while, then it fades away. And the love we knew will come home to you someday. All the crystal chandeliers line up the paintings on your wall. The marble statuettes are standing stately around the hall. But will the timely crowd that had you laughing loud help you dry your tears when the new words of your crystal chandelier?
Through a storm, hold your head up high and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of a storm, there's a golden sky and the sweet silver song of love. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, for your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on
I'd just like to share a poem with you we think reflects Graham. Words are few, but thoughts are deep. Memories of you are ours to keep. A life made beautiful by kindly deeds, a helping hand for others' needs. Big was your heart, your friendship true, loved and respected by all you knew. We speak of you with love and pride. We smile through tears we cannot hide. Thank you for the happy memories shared, the love you gave, the way you cared. You've left a space no one can fill. We miss you now and always will. We must remember that we are here today not because Graham has died, but because he has lived. And during his time on this earth, he shared his life with you. Although his life has been cut short, it was filled with laughter, love and adventure. So we have been remembering with affection and gratitude the life of Graham and recalling what a loving, happy, compassionate and good person that he has been. May Graham's inspiring spirit continue to run free, accompany us as we keep him in our memories forever, and inspiring us to live on without him. We rejoice that he lived. You took delight in his friendship. You treasure that you shared in his life. You cherish your memories of him. With love, we leave him in peace. With respect, we bid him farewell. So today's service is coming to an end, and following this service, Graham will have a private cremation. So on behalf of Shirley, I'd like to thank you all for coming here today and sharing in the celebration of Graham's life, and invite you all to stay on and enjoy some refreshments and share more memories of Graham. So let us leave here at peace with ourselves, at peace with each other, and our memories of Graham, may he rest in peace. So thank you. Would the coffin bearers please come forward, and would you all please stand and follow us outside to say goodbye to Graham.
Never be